Hey everybody, MotoPoet59 here. I'm talking a little bit about the lie that is the EV push. The push by the government, the push by the environmentalists, and there's not much difference between those two anymore, and there hasn't been for a long time. But the push to drive everyone, no pun intended, into electric vehicles. I have said before, and I will say again for the record, I have no problem with electric vehicles. I have no problem with the technology. I think that electric cars are really cool. I have never driven an electric car. From everything I've heard about them, they work well. They're not practical for me, but they work well. They're really fast. They're torquey. Everything. They have a lot of good points to them. There are a lot of pros to electric vehicles. There are also a lot of cons to the electric vehicle push. There's nothing wrong with electric vehicles themselves. Were an electric vehicle practical for me, I might have bought my wife one when I bought her Ford Escape. But for the price you have to pay for even a base model Tesla, and I'm not going to buy a Volt or a Leaf or any of those other puny ass little thingamajigs. That's not what I want. It's not what my wife wanted. It was much more practical to buy her an Escape. Gets great gas mileage. She doesn't drive it all that much anyway, but it would not have been practical for us. The lie of electric vehicles, wait a minute, let me rephrase that. The lie of those pushing the electric vehicle as it is somehow going to help the environment, that these are somehow great things that are going to stop climate change, and that is just not supported by any facts anywhere of any kind. The supply chain involved in creating electric vehicles is toxic, non-biodegradable, and extremely expensive. It is hard on the people who have to do this. Many of these materials that are mined and processed outside of the United States are done so with child labor and sweatshops. And these aren't opinions or anything like that. It's just the way it is. Hey, you know what? Your Nikes are built the same way. So I'm not choosing industries here. It happens everywhere with damn near every industry. So anyway, the lie of these people is that it's going to help, and it's not going to help. We are still going to have to use fossil fuels to build every single part of an EV, every single part. And the money, you'll save all this money on gas, and you won't have to pay gas taxes. They're going to make it once these majority thing, these 2035 California, where you're not going to be able to buy not going to be able to buy gas-powered vehicles anymore. I don't think that'll stand. I think by 2035 that will have been repealed by someone with a little more sense and a little more foresight and not so concerned about pandering to the environmental lobby. It is going to require a ton of energy, and with all these waste products and right now, these batteries can't be recycled. There's nothing they can do with these lithium-ion batteries except take them out and bury them somewhere. And is that good for the environment? And I lost track there for a second. If you think that it's going to continue to be less expensive to charge your electric car, it's already a pain in the butt to do, especially at home, because maybe they'll give you the 110-volt system, which can take 10 to 12 hours for you to charge from a low rate. And you have to pay considerably more to install the hotter charging systems in your home. And when you go to the charging station, there are 3 tiers, just like gas. There are 3 tiers. The difference being that I can go to the gas station in my F-150 or in my wife's Escape or on my Harley, and I can put any grade of gas in that engine. It doesn't make any difference. They'll all work. Make the Harley clatter, but the other ones are designed to run on low-octane fuels. It's not that way at a charging station. Not all Not all charging ports are the same. Not all EVs are able to take the hot charge. So you're going to get stuck at charging stations out on the road for extended periods of time. And if you think that the government is not going to begin taxing electricity at higher rates and taxing you using those charging stations at higher rates, once there are more and more EVs on the road, if you think that they're not going to get rid of gas tax, they are not going to allow electricity to be cheaper. They're going to raise taxes on that stuff, where you're essentially going to end up paying the same amount for electricity as you are for gas. And then there's the range issues. They can say what they want. There isn't one EV out there that will do the range that they say they will do. Those things are done in laboratory, perfect conditions. They're not done out on the road where you're actually driving down a road and stopping and going, or going 70. I see hybrids and I see Teslas blowing by me all the time. I generally only drive about 70 on the freeways. That's the speed limit. And I see those people blowing by me all the time. That is going to take more energy. I see them pulling trailers. That is going to take more energy. The pickups. And the pickups themselves I've watched plenty of these people on YouTube that own these vehicles, Rivians, and the Lightnings, the new Fords. These people get on there and they do these things and say, this is what this is capable of doing. And none of it ever matches what the manufacturer tells you it is going to do. It is a lie. The whole EV push is a lie. And it's being perpetrated upon the American people by the leftists and by the environmental lobby, who the Democrats are in their pocket. The left are in their pockets because these environmental lobbies pump out billions of dollars into the Democrat campaigns and the Democrat Party, the DNC, and however they do it, they violate the rules of campaign financing on a regular basis. And I'm not saying that doesn't go on the Republican side too, on the conservative side, because I'm sure it does. But nevertheless, this is not about the environment. You have to stop thinking that the Democrats care about the environment, because they don't care any more about the environment than they care about you. And I made plenty of videos about that. I don't care what group of people you are. I don't care who you support on the left. They don't care about you. All they care about is their vote, so they can stay in power and continue to suck money out of your pockets to enhance their lifestyles and create their legacies. They don't care a whit about you or the environment. What do you think? Because that's what I think. You think I'm all wet? I don't. Because if I was all wet, I might get shocked by an electric vehicle or something. Let me know in the comments below. Shoot me an email at motorport59@gmail.com. Like, share, subscribe, click on the bell if you want to be notified of future content, and we'll see you all later. But I won't be seeing you at a charging station.